Good morning, YouTube. It is a little after 3 a.m. and we are about to hit the road. We are going to be doing my first ever triathlon today. It is not the big triathlon of the season, which is an Olympic distance. This is a sprint triathlon. And we have a brisket resting peacefully in the oven because when we come back after this triathlon, we are hosting a PowerPoint party. I know, it sounds like an awesome time. Breakfast is gonna be some rice cakes. We're gonna do some protein Dunkaroos. So I got some protein pudding. It's actually gonna be a caramel flavor. And then I'll take you guys through in a moment because I still have to get some final packing stuff in my checklist. But I just got a bunch of stuff on, the table, bags on bags, because like triathlons, half of it is it's competitive dress up because you have to get changed twice. And that's what these transition zones are. So I gotta get that all set up. All right, we're about to leave and I still gotta pack the car. Jesus, we have just eaten up this 30 minutes to prepare. So I got a bunch of Ecolite, strawberry banana, best flavor. You can always use my discount code. These are gonna be on my bike. These containers are awesome. It has a locking system so I don't lose my fluids, during the race. And I can shake it up and then it's just a lock, okay. And then I just filled this with a bunch of water, like a half gallon, so I can sip that before or after. And that has 4 scoops of Ecolite. This is 350 milligrams of sodium in it. The race is only ideally going to be an hour and a half, so it should not sweat out too much. And then I'll be doing a couple energy drinks because we have an hour and a half drive. The venue opens at 5 a.m. They stopped giving chips out at 6:15. So we're trying to leave by 3:45 to make sure that we are there, targeting 5:15. And then I'd rather be there an hour early to just vegetate and get everything ready. Now, the bags, I have a bike bag with, helmet. I got my shoes. I got a towel. There's a checklist. Shout out to Jersey Shore Triathlon Club to make sure I don't forget stuff. And they said bring a lot of towels because you have to organize your transition area. So you want a towel in the bottom. You're gonna have to towel off my little wetsuit at some point. So I got a run bag, so running shoes, running shades I'll probably grab, and then I have my after bag, which has spare change of underwear, if any accidents happen, but I mean in all cases, just changing after. And of course we got some rice cakes and snacks. So these are the 3 bags I gotta pack up. Of course the bike is in there and we got a little doohickey Wrangler little Jeep basket for baby girl so she can have an adventure. We have arrived. It's 5:10, make good time. But it is an open field right now, and then we went to the wrong parking lot. But I think we're one of the first 10 people here. But I don't start until 6:48. Again, it's 5:10, so we got time to kill. But there's 2 main reasons I'm doing this sprint triathlon, because the main one is in about 4 weeks. But number 1 is because I'm gonna get a good workout to run everything. 2, practice the transitions and everything. And the third one is my friend that I'm doing this with is Pedro, who got me into the side quest in 2024 for the marathon. And he is due for a baby. Well, he's not due. His wife is due on the day that we're actually doing the triathlon. So I told him, I was like, if it makes sense, I'll do the sprint triathlon with you because that's the one that would fit his schedule. And it worked out. 4 weeks out, do a sprint, which is half the distance of the Olympic. So this is going to be a half-mile swim, 12.5-mile bike, and it's going to be a 5K to finish out. So your boy's gonna be sleeping good, just like Bella is sleeping good in the car now to finish out her night of sleep. And yeah, I'm gonna be getting a good night of sleep tonight.
Speaking of a full night of sleep and getting that recovery, I've seen people spend thousands on their fitness goals trying to just get 1% better. Getting carbon-plated shoes, the $1,000 wetsuits, supplements just to get 1% better. And people will even, for recovery's sake, buy a cold plunge or a sauna, just trying to get more recovery so that they can get better at what they want to do. But I'll be honest with you guys, all the things that you can do, for recovery, nothing beats a good quality 8 hours of sleep. So I want to thank our video sponsor for today, Ego Home, for an amazing mattress. And if you have a comfortable mattress where you can fall asleep faster, you're going to get more time asleep, so more quantity of sleep. And also, if it's a more comfortable mattress, and especially with this kind of mattress, how it has cooling technology in the graphene top, that's going to help you stay asleep and get deeper, more quality sleep. So more quantity and quality of sleep, that's why I'm a big fan of the Ego Home mattresses. and they send it right to your door, so you don't even have to haul it in your car. You just open it up and it's really easy to set up. And especially for fitness enthusiasts like myself, if you have more muscle mass built and you're a little bit more dense, even more so, you're gonna want a mattress that has, more support. So these mattresses are designed with supportive coils and pressure relieving foam. So when you're laying at night for sleep and you're in bed, this is gonna give you support through all the contours of your body. So you don't wake up the next day with like aches and pains and when your lower back's not feeling too great, because it didn't have that support. You're gonna wake up feeling refreshed and ready and recovered, so you can take on your training sessions for the day, so you can make more gains and, in my case, get a little bit faster for these triathlons. Now, many people know that the typical lifespan of a mattress is about 7 to 10 years. So if you're noticing that you're waking up with some aches and pains, it may just be time to get a new mattress. And so you're gonna have that support again. So for me, the number one thing that I focus on for recovery is a good night of sleep. And so if you need a new mattress, or you're looking for something that's gonna be more supportive, or something that's gonna keep things cool and be just quality, definitely check out Ego Home, and the link down below is gonna take you to their page. So thank you, Ego Home, for sponsoring today's video. All right, so we're still at the parking area, and so we gotta head over and make stuff, but check out Bella's little Jeep Wrangler. Bella, hey! I call it a Wrangler because it's some Jeep kind of thing. So she can nap, hang, and then we can also carry over whatever we want, so it's pretty sweet. We found Pedro and Anna. Hello, hello.
We're doing a thing.
We're doing it. All right, so this is the transition area. Looks like that. Pedro looks handsome. And it's like 6:05, and they just said we have 10 minutes left in the transition area, and then we have to go over to the swim area. And I left my swimsuit in the car, the wetsuit. So this is what all my stuff looks like.
Good morning, everybody. In about 10 minutes, we're going to close the transition area and move you down to the beach. We got about 10 minutes until we move you down to the beach.
If you heard that, that's the announcement. We got 10 minutes, then we move down to the beach. So I just gotta get wetsuit on, I gotta pee. I usually get nervous and have to do number 2, so we'll see if that's gonna happen. There's a line at the porta potties, so we're in danger, and I gotta run to the car. So let's get this bread. All right, guys, we're about to get started. I think we got like 5 minutes. We're gonna start over there. You go apparently out that way. You come back here. We're all suited, booted, and wetsuited. And let's see how it goes. See you later.
Bella, can you say woo? Can you say woo? Bella, look, Daddy's here. Let's go, Pedro! Woo! Woo! Go, Kevin! Oh God, on flips? Yo, he did it. Do you want to talk or can you?
No, that was hard.
All right, guys, let's go over the result before I forget. So that was a lot harder than I was expecting, but with anything in racing,
The race is as hard as you make it. Is it running 100 meters hard? No, but if you sprint it, it's hard. So this is not as long a race as the one that I am preparing for. So this was kind of like a test run, but your boys still did go pretty darn hard relative to what I can do. And what I learned is, guys, I'm ass. I am slow. So I was, my finishing time was an hour 43. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but out of the male 30 to 34 category, I was 10th out of 12. And men overall, 112 out of 175. So I definitely have room for improvement, guys. But as far as, you know, expectations going into it, I did want to break 130. Transitions took a little bit long, but I don't think that's the meat and potatoes of why my speed wasn't that fast. It's a skill issue. So on the swim, I freaked out. For sure freaked out. I've done open water, but because it's all a corral together, I was wave 2, which was like guys 14 to like 45. So we all started at the same time. And so to get a good time, you're like, oh, let me try to get to the front of the pack. And then I just keep getting past, or you're trying to keep up with people that are faster than you. And I completely blew into zone 5 heart rate, kind of freaked out. So what ended up happening is I was out of breath in the first like 10% of the swim. So I literally turned onto my back to start floating and gave a little bit of like, you know, flotation safety strokes and caught my breath, and then kind of found a rhythm later on. But man, it's trippy to be super out of breath and you're just out in the water. We're like, all right, there's nothing out here. So good thing I practiced a little bit of floating and like backstroke. So if you're prepping for a triathlon, safety strokes are going to be helpful, just because the competitive nature we get into. It's kind of like if you start a marathon and you're trying to keep up the guys who's going to hit like a 2.5 hour marathon, and you sprint out the gate and then you're toast. So that was definitely a lesson for me, and just get better, get good. So I need to just put more time in the pool, just get faster. Other thing, bike, it's getting past a lot there too. It was pretty hilly, and so as a heavier guy, I was catching people. I may have passed like 4 or 5 people. In like the downhills, I was able to get speed, but I got passed probably by like, you know, 30 people. It is what it is. And especially on some of the uphills, it was tough. I saw a guy in front of me, he actually had to get off his bike and walk his bike because the uphill was just too much. And I guess like his gears wouldn't go like low enough for it to be feasible. So that was tough. Quads are feeling it. And then the run, I'm actually, I guess out of all 3, I'm actually decent at the run. No one passed me because I was so not fast at the swim and the bike that I was headhunting during the run. It was a 5K, so I think I did sub 8-minute pace per mile. So I was really happy about that. And I think I was able to pass like 9 or 10 people along that route. So I was decent runner, not very good swimmer, and not very good biker. So that just means, hey man, put more time in and get good, kid. So that was some good feedback overall, but I'll say it was fun. I could see myself wanting to, you know, do this again, which I literally am signed up to do twice as long as a race. And this was a really good trial run to understand transitions. Feedback on transitions is just, I don't know, maybe tie my shoes ahead of time, but I think I was just slow and just go faster. I think everything was set up. It's just for me to have a sense of urgency there. But fun time. Wyckoff, Franklin Lakes, sprint triathlon. Had fun with Pedro, and Pedro said the same thing. He's like, yeah, dude, I freaked in the swim as well. I think that he did some safety strokes early on, because it's just like competitive nature. You're trying to get out ahead, because if you're ahead, you're going to get a good time. But then, I mean, with any of these marathon or long distance things, you got to pace yourself and act your pace, which is definitely, I think that is my biggest lesson. Act your pace in the swim, and then just get better at biking, I feel. And run, I'm proud of that. I'll hang my hat on the run. So now we got an 1.5-hour drive where you're gonna head back, and I got a brisket resting, and I'm really excited to eat it. So let's get home. The target time that I wanted was like an hour 30, and ended up hitting like an hour 43. And like, I don't mean to say that like, like relative to my fitness level overall and how I did in the marathon, which I think I had a top 20% time at like a 3.5 hour marathon, there's major room for improvement is what I'd say if I got like 10th out of 12 in my category. So, but I want to be transparent with you guys, let you know like where I'm at, and I guess like maybe we can get to like 7th or 8th in my age group in the future. But yeah, it's a skill issue, it's feedback, and now we're just gonna get better. We have just arrived home, and I got my feedback from Coach Nicole. So Coach Nicole, what was your feedback?
Your transition sucked.
I was gaslighting myself. I said my transitions were fine, but we actually have data that shows that I was pretty slow. So appreciate that, Coach Nicole, for actually giving me some feedback and not letting me live a lie.
And the splits are in. So even though I got brutally speed mogged by my age category, getting in the bottom 20%, wasn't as bad as it sounds. Also, including in that age category, I'm pretty sure Pedro beat me by about 10 minutes. So Team Pedro. But we got the splits here. I'm probably like going to throw up the screenshot here. Overall, I guess now that we have the data, I'm very, very happy with my swim pace. Even though I blew my load early, and then I had to go on like backstroke. It wasn't even backstroke. It was like literally like jellyfishing on my back and floating. And I just sprinted out the gate. I hit a 2:11 swim pace, so that is per 100 meters. It was 800 meters. I was targeting to get 2 minutes per 100 meters. 2:11, am I satisfied with that? Yes, because after I got out of the water, you had to jog maybe 1/10 of a mile or 1/5 of a mile, and I was so spent from the actual swim that I was kind of like run walking and kind of disoriented that I think the 3 extra minutes was probably from that. And I remember getting out of the water and looking up at a clock and it said 16 minutes, which would be spot on for me to hit my 2 minute per 100 meter target. So I'd be very happy if that is the case. So I'm pretty satisfied with the swim. Even though that puts me in 151st place out of 282, I'm happy that I hit my target. T1, it was almost 5 minutes. And that's once I got into the transition area, because after that jog, I dried my feet off, I put on my socks, I took a swig of water. I was kind of taking it as recovery and transition rather than being, pretty expedited there. So I was 231st out of 282 in speed during that transition. Then going into bike, I actually enjoyed bike more than I thought I would. So I liked swimming in the race less than I thought I would, just because when you hit zone 5 heart rate, when you're in nothing but water, it's not fun. But I enjoy training swimming. For biking, I'm not super enjoying the biking training process, but I enjoyed the race because you're kind of like, I picked some guys out and I'm like chasing them like the whole time. So it was actually kind of fun. It was 51 minutes. I averaged 15 miles per hour. I wanted to get 16 or 17 miles per hour, but 15 I'll settle for. That was 192nd out of 280 total competitors. So not just, low age men out of everybody. And so overall, 192nd place, major room for improvement. If there's one thing to improve on, it's bike for me. T2, so transition 2, going from your bike stuff into the run stuff, took me about 3 minutes to do, and that was in pace 209th out of 280 people. So a little better than the previous one because I wasn't, I think, as spent, but I was actually very proud of my dismount. I'm not sure if Nicole caught it, but the guy in front of me had to like stop really quick. And I didn't know where we had to stop, so I was able to stop. And with the pedals, the cleats, you're locked in. So I'm locked into my pedals. I had to twist out, put that foot down and brake, and I actually did it pretty smoothly. And if you guys have ever biked and you have clip-ons or clip-ins, it is an adventure. I fell like 4 or 5 times as I figured it out in training, but not on race day. So T2, pretty slow. Can definitely improve on that as well. And that's kind of the point of me doing this race, was to try transition, get a feel of an actual race. So room for improvement. And then the run pace, I'm super happy about. I broke my 8 minute per mile pace. I got 68th out of 282 competitors on that. So I'm very happy with the speed of that. And I was actually passing people because pretty much, 30 people passed me during bike or something. So I had plenty of people to pass to make up some ground. Top 3 takeaways is I need to practice transitions, or probably tie my shoes before and just like slip them on and do some different transition practice. Also taking off the wetsuit. Second thing is just get better and faster on the bike, get faster at high speeds. I was finding that even at my highest speeds, I wasn't really going fast enough to pass people, but at my slowest speeds, your boy was getting passed. And then the third one is with swim, get comfortable at sustaining my pace and playing my game and not get freaked out as you know everybody's starting out, and when there's a lot of people faster than me, play my own game rather than try to play other people's game, and then I'm going to be better off. Now let's eat some brisket. Meat reveal to end the video. So we got the brisket that has been resting all day, and let's see. She's looking pretty. Sorry, I just lost a little piece of it. So we're gonna eat that. That's gonna do it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully I'll cry myself not too long to sleep about my time and getting bottom 20%, but we got 4 more until the actual game day. So we're gonna lock in, and then I will see you guys next time. Right, Bells? That's right. See you later.
Okay, that should be good. Thank you.